Okay, so looking at our sum, I'm now going to do a long multiplication. And the way that I've been taught and what really helped me is to do the grid method instead of the long multiplication that we usually know it as. This means that I've got to break the number up into pieces, so I'll show you how to do that now. So, if you think of our first sum, which is 37.8, I'm going to take the decimal point out of that and make that into 378. So I'm going to draw my grid, which looks a little bit like this, but you might be able to get different forms of this. And I'm basically just going to break the whole number up and think of it separately. So we've got the 370 and the 8. And then if we take our second number, which is 3.9, I'm going to think of that as 39. So again, I'm thinking of it as separate numbers, 30 and 9. Okay, so this is where we begin multiplying our numbers together. An easy way of doing this is just to take the single digit first. So we've got 3 times 3, which is 9. And look how many zeros we've got to add. So we've got 2 from up here and 1 from here, which is 3. So we're adding 3 zeros onto the final number. And then we look to our next column, which is 70. So 3 times 7 we'll think it up, and that's going to be 21. Then we have 2 zeros to add on the end there. And then we've got 3 times 8, which is 24. We only have 1 zero to add on this time, which is on this side. So we'll add that on there. Then we look to our next row. We've got 3 times 9, or 9 times 3, which is 27. We've got 2 zeros here, so we add them onto our final number. Then we've got 9 times 7, which is 63. We have 1 zero there. And then we have 9 times 8, which is 72. Notice here that we don't have any zeros on either of these numbers, so we don't add a zero on the end. Okay, so then with all these numbers here, we've got to then add them up. Okay, so again what I'm going to do is I'm going to write them in numerical order so we don't get confused. So we start with our largest number, which is 9,000. Then we have 2,700. Then we have 2,100. Then we have 630. Then we have 240. And then we have 72. But don't forget we're adding these together, so we put an addition sign there. Okay, so we have 0, 0, 0, 0. And there's only a 2 at the bottom there, so we're just going to put the 2. Then we've got 0, 0, 0. 3 add 4 is 7. Add another 7 is 14. We carry the 1. We've got 7 plus 1 is 8. Plus 6 is 14. Plus 2 is 16. And plus the 1 is 17. We carry the 1 across again. We've got 9 add 2 is 11. Add another 2 is 13. And then we have the 1 that's at the bottom there, which is 14. So this is the number that we've got. We've got 14,742. However, if you remember rightly, our sum began with decimal points. So we look at our sum and we see how many numbers there are after the decimal point. So there's 2 numbers after the decimal point, which means that in this case the sum has to be the same. We put our decimal point there. There's 2 numbers after the decimal point, and that's your final answer, 147.42.